Hey everybody, Red October. This is my second time making this video. There was too much wind blowing from the AC, so had to redo this video. Alright, so I've been doing some thinking, and I wanted to talk about the topic that continues to bring many of us back around to the same subject. Now, for you guys that have been here for a while on YouTube, you know as much as I do. We've pretty much all heard it and talked about it, been there, done that. There's been a lot of channels, including myself, talking about SHTF, EMP, what to do, lone wolf, groups, communities, survival, etc. Right? We've all talked about the doom and gloom, or we've watched plenty of videos from other channels that have talked about doom and gloom. And I want to discuss what keeps bringing us back to that same topic that we've seen over and over again. And yet we get different perspectives on that subject every several months or so. It seems like somebody comes up with a better subject line about that. And I think what brings us back, and this is my opinion, but I think I got this down. I think what brings a lot of us back to the subject of SHTF, not so much that we fantasize or that we hope or wish or that we want this to happen, but I think in the back of our mind we wonder if this happens, could I survive? And if I could survive, how would my life proceed from today's societies? Meaning, I'd be the ruler of myself. There would be no more local and state government, city, county, state, and government telling me what to do. No more taxes, no more bills. If I have a criminal history, that slate's clean. Nobody knows about me. You have the opportunity to start over, and I think that's what gives a lot of us that have an idea of what this country should be and have an idea of what our lifestyle, not everybody else's, but what my lifestyle should be and how that lifestyle should function. But in today's society, you know that you can't do that. Unless you're going to be a self-sustained prepper who has bought a lot of land, and I'm talking about acres and acres of land that you can do what you want on that land. You can shoot guns, you can farm, you can homestead. Unless you live in an area like that, you really can't live that dream or that idea of being self-sustained / prepper. There's no way for you to do that. And so I think that's where a lot of us get the idea of, what would it be like if SHTF happens? What would I do? And it's not, I don't want to say so much of a fantasy. I think it's just more of a test your skill. It is a chance to start over. I really believe that. I think that's what keeps us in the game as far as, what if SHTF happens? What would I do? How would I handle myself? People would die that probably don't need to belong in that world, and that would happen. There's a lot of cons versus the pros to SHTF. I think most of us agree and know that not everybody's going to survive. Even the loved ones that are close to us, no matter how badass you are or what gear and guns you have, people will die. People that are around you who you love will die. So is that a price that you're willing to trade in for an opportunity to be the ruler of yourself, make your own decision, live the life that you want to live? Because you're going to be faced up against a lot of people out there that won't necessarily follow the rule of law. And I guess that's where WROL comes into play. Anyway, I've been thinking about that, and I'm thinking, man, what keeps bringing us back to SHTF? It's not the hope or the wish or the desire to see people die or see our society crumble. But in a system that we live in today, it's too big for you or I to just break down and rebuild. The only way to rebuild any company, any society, an institution, is for it to break down completely. Then, and only then, I think, is when you can rebuild. And I know a lot of people say, well, let's be optimistic here. We can always rebuild, but not in the sense that a lot of us think of rebuilding.